And I'm back again. And as you look down, there's the tram tracks. I think. Can you see them? Yeah, I'm sure you can. Oh. Little bit of pop art there. Oh dear. Oh well. Suppose there were no bins. Yeah. There's a clearer view of the track. I'm sure a tram will be along in a minute. They run about every 8 minutes in each direction, so we should see some of the CAF trams which currently run the West Midlands metro system, which currently is operative from Wolverhampton St George's to the Library Centenary Square shop in Birmingham City Centre, or on the edge of Birmingham City Centre. Extensions are currently being built up to Hadley Road, down through Dudley to Brierley Hill, and also there's preliminary work starting on the Digbeth extension, which will take trams in a different direction down Birmingham City Centre. And much bigger plans are sort of in the air for possible extension. Certainly that's what the mayor wants anyhow, but I'm not going to get involved in politics here because whether his rival's going to go for that, I don't know. But either way, I can definitely hear a tram coming. So let's get to a place where I can actually see it. Whoops. And there we are, through the undergrowth. It's car 18. There we go, heading in the Birmingham direction. Oh yeah, yeah, right. So it's a well-used little footpath this. A lot of the locals tend to walk the dogs and cycle along it. And considering we're right in the middle of the urban West Midlands, I think it's actually very attractive. You know, I'm quite lucky to live within a 5-minute walk of this little landscape, to be honest. It may not be the Lake District, it may not be Devon or Cornwall, it may not be the Cotswolds, but it's nice. Another tram I can see at Black Lake tram stop, which is my local tram stop. Yeah, there's another one coming now. Let's have a look. And there we go. Heading in the Wolverhampton direction this time. It's car 31. Cyril Regis, famous West Bromwich Albion player who sadly passed away a few years ago. Had a tram named after him. That's nice. A few other trams have been named. One's called Jasper Carrot. Wonder if he had to sit next to the nutter on the tram doing that. Afraid you've got to be my age to remember to get that. Wood pigeons I can hear. Yep, there's definite wood pigeon going off there. My memory of wood pigeons is on holiday in Portsmouth one year, and a wood pigeon tended to sort of sit on the chimney that was at the top of our flat. Could hear it every morning. I've always associated wood pigeons with that now. Curious. But so if you look down here, it's very rarely used, only in emergencies normally. But there is a crossover. I'll see if I can zoom into that. There it is. See a little crossover, so if trams ever needed to terminate at Black Lake, then they could do so. I wouldn't say no to a few extra trams calling here in the morning peak in particular, when things are normal and not COVID-19 obviously. Means you could get a seat in the morning rather than having to stand. But yeah, a lot of people question the economics of this tram system. Was it worth building? So on and so forth. And Are the extensions in town worth it? Are the extensions in the Mayor's plans for a vast expansion right throughout the West Midlands worth it? Well, as a regular user of this, which was originally called Line 1 when it first opened in 1999, I can say it has. The nearest bus service it takes me, certainly in the peak, around about an hour to get into Birmingham city centre by bus. By tram it's around 20 minutes, which means a lot of people use the tram from here and the stations north, Wednesbury, Bilston, areas like that, to commute into Birmingham, where, to be honest, there are more jobs and generally better paying jobs. So, you know, it's proved of value to the community, because otherwise it'd be a very slow bus ride, or worse still, a car journey through very congested traffic, adding to the congestion and pollution which generally we get a lot of in the West Midlands. But also, it's quite a nice thing to ride in itself. You know, it's reasonably cheap, slightly more expensive than the buses, but you can get various tickets, various day tickets valid on the metro, valid on buses and metro buses and trams, all that sort of thing. And you can use it to get about. As I say, it's just one line at the moment. Within a couple of years there'll be a second one, with a branch from Wednesbury down to Brierley Hill opens, as well as the various extensions in town. And then things will hopefully be better. So we're just coming along now to Black Lake tram stop, which is basically my local tram stop. It's literally a 3-minute walk from my house. So, you know, it's a useful thing to have on your doorstep, really. In fact, when we first bought the house in 1997, knowing that this was being built at the time was one of the reasons we put up here, because we thought it'd be convenient. A lot of people tend not to think about transport when they move into houses, but you know, it's important, otherwise you become totally reliant on a car, which we've got a car and we use, you know, it's very convenient, we use it quite frequently. There's certain shifts at my place which require the use of it, and so on. But at the same time, it's nice to have an alternative. It's nice to be able to get somewhere using public transport, to go for a drink, or, you know, just to have a day off. As I say, as a professional driver, it's nice to have a day where you're not driving and just wandering around. And, you know, trams, buses, trains, all part of that. You know, all have their own role, all have their own purpose, and basically this is Black Lake's metro stop. Not a tram in here yet, hopefully there'll be one along in a minute. Nice little fir tree here. Another wood pigeon I can hear. Oh, somebody's doing a bit of sawing, I think. Yeah. So as we approach the canal bridge here, there's a lot of building work going on here. I remember when we first moved here, just over the other side of the canal bridge there used to be a factory. It used to open up at 6 o'clock, you used to hear it when you come down to the first trams, switch on at 6 in the morning. And if you were coming back around 10 o'clock, you'd hear it switch off at night. So it did, you know, the 2 shift system, 6 till 2, 2 till 10. But it closed, must have been a good 15 years ago now, if not longer. And just laid derelict for years. But now, over the past year or so, these houses have popped up, which, you know, bearing in mind they're just a couple of minutes walk from the metro stop, certainly will be an advantage for public transport users. Now here we have the Rijeka branch canal, which is a now totally enclosed branch from the Birmingham Wolverhampton Canal. You can't get a boat up here anymore because the main Black Country New Road was built over it. But it's quite a nice view. Get some quite rare birds, a lot of ducks, swans and so on along here, as well as the occasional heron after the fish that's in here. And here's a tram. I'm just going to close this down now with a shot of a tram. It's car 23 heading towards Wolverhampton, and there we go. Okay, hope you've enjoyed this. Thank you very much.